How's it going, guys? Paul from Alpha Wrestling Reviews here. I hope everyone had a lovely Easter weekend. Well, in the UK anyway. We had a few days off from the channel. Now, unfortunately, Sean, due to personal reasons, wasn't able to film NXT. Hopefully this will be just a one-time off thing. He'll be back next week. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a quick recap of NXT. I know it was all the way back Wednesday. I'm just going to do a quick recap. I wasn't able to do it myself as I was away for the majority of Easter weekend, so I'm back now. Anyway, recap is Velveteen Dream defeated Buddy Murphy for... The match was for the North American Championship. Very good match. Velveteen Dream retained. Buddy Murphy going to SmackDown, but if you want to watch a really good match, that was one. I think Velveteen Dream has seriously proven himself as a future competitor up on the main roster, hopefully. They don't turn him into something like Purple Patrick on the main roster, the way that they're changing all these bleeding names. But I digress. Next, we had a segment with Johnny Gargano, or Johnny Champion. He got a lot of cheers from the crowd. He got a "You Deserve It" chance, but he was interrupted by Adam Cole with Fish and O'Reilly on his tail. And basically, they said how he doesn't deserve it. And then he got blindsided by Roderick Strong and a nice sneak attack, and the four of them beat him down. And then later on in the night, it was announced that William Regal spoke to Gargano, and Gargano was asked to face the Undisputed Era. Now, Cole thinking it would be him, he's actually not. He will be facing Roderick Strong next week on NXT. So that should be interesting to watch. I'm quite looking forward to that. We also had Dominic... I can never pronounce this. Dominik Dijakovic, please don't bury me in the comments for that one. Dominik Dijakovic defeating Aaron Fry in a match. It was okay. And then finally we had the NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler defeating Kairi Sane via DQ when Baszler was taking some cheap shots and she was locking Shane into a submission. And Io Shirai comes out and basically saves Sane. And this was what I reported a few days ago for the NXT spoilers, where this was where Kairi Sane said her goodbyes to the crowd. And obviously now she's up on the main roster in a tag team with Asuka. So yeah, basically that was NXT again. I know this one was a bit brief. We won't be doing that when Wednesday comes around. It'll be a bit more... That's better, you can actually see me. It'll be a bit more in depth on Wednesday. I'll leave that one down to Sean. Anyway, news update. First bit of news is, now, we got it wrong. We were all under the impression that Alexander Wolf, former member of Sanity, was gone from WWE, but he is not. Alexander Wolf came out during an NXT UK taping, and he basically aligned himself with the faction known as Imperium. Should be interesting. I don't really watch much NXT UK, but I think I need to start because there's a lot of things that sounds like it's getting quite interesting. So I'll have to wait and see. Next up, Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan has come out and said that he's going to be WWE champion in the next 18 months. I bloody hope not. I can't stand the man. I find him boring. I find his character boring. He's just a Braun Strowman 2.0, and he's got less personality. So I'm not really looking for that one. I hope to God that it's not true, but we'll have to wait and see as usual. Next is Beth Phoenix. A possible return. Looks like WrestleMania may not have been a one-off. Now, it will apparently be on a semi-basis, and there is no news on when she'll be returning for the start of it. But the rumour is that Beth Phoenix will be returning on a semi-wrestle basis in the foreseeable future. So, yeah, I'm up for that. She looked very good. She didn't look like she'd missed a step at WrestleMania. So I'm all for that, to be honest. I've always been a big fan of Beth Phoenix. She was around in a time when they were still divas and she was a woman fighting. And I think if only she'd come and wrestled sort of 10 years after her time. Well, not even 10 years, really. She started around 2007. If only she'd come less than 10 years later, sort of around 2014, 2015 time, that would have been great to see. But she left, sadly, about 3 years before. She finished in 2012. So it was about 3 years before the actual women started getting noticed on the NXT and the main roster shows. But yeah, I'm all for it coming back. Next big news is Cody Rhodes' Double or Nothing opponent has finally been announced, and it is his brother, Dustin Rhodes. It's finally confirmed. There have been rumours in the pipeline for a while that it could possibly be Goldust, or Dustin Rhodes as his real name is. And looks like now is confirmed it will be Dustin Rhodes, but I want to point out he's facing Dustin Rhodes, not Goldust. Goldust has gone onto his social media and he's basically said goodbye to the Goldust character. So it looks like Goldust, at least for now, is retired, because WWE will obviously own the rights to that character. And if Dustin is left, has gone from WWE, it's not really down to him. And finally, the big news that's hitting the internet quite a lot lately, last few days, sorry, not lately. It is CM Punk return confirmed. And no, I'm not kidding. Well, sort of. Now, I've got it here, MEK Wrestling's the Dark Knight event, a masked man came out to the show. It's a small independent show. He came out to the show during a match, gave one opponent a GTS, and then put the other one on top for the win. Now he had a hoodie on and a mask. He sort of came out of nowhere and then done that, and then went back from nowhere. So you didn't actually see him, but he was at the exact show earlier in the night, doing autograph signings, earlier in the day, I should say, doing autograph signings, and he was wearing the exact same jumper that you saw this person wear. People backstage were also saying, yeah, it's Punk, but it hasn't officially been confirmed that it was him or not, but it looks near enough certain it was him. Now, I think this is just a one-off sort of thing for him. I don't think this is an actual return for CM Punk, the actual best in the world, not Shane McMahon. But yeah, it was a nice little thing to see. I reckon in a couple of months' time it will probably come out that yes, it was CM Punk. But at the moment, I think he's just going to allow the internet to stir the pot for a bit until he finally announces it. But it should be interesting to see. I thought it was a nice little thing to do. He always said if he ever come back, he'd sort of come back as like a ninja. He'd never actually show his face. So it's sort of standing by what he's always said he might do if he ever does come back. But I thought it was interesting. It's the first bit of action that CM Punk has had in a professional wrestling ring, off the top of my head, since the Royal Rumble 2014. Final bit of work he did was Kane throw him over the ropes in the Royal Rumble and chokeslam him through the announce table. And that was the last time you saw him, and it was only a few days later that he announced that he was quitting WWE. He'd had enough of the way that they were going with their company, had enough of the booking decisions. He thought that year was Daniel Bryan's year, and at the time there were problems. He didn't like what was going on with Triple H, even though he was supposed to go over on Triple H at WrestleMania 30 that year. He wasn't having any of it, and he just had enough and he left. And to go on to a career in MMA, which so far hasn't really been successful, but I'm not going to knock the man for trying. He's done something he wanted to do. But yeah, it's the first time, if it is him, let's face it probably is, but that's the first time he's got physical in a professional wrestling ring since January 2014. So yeah, 5 years. I don't think that'll stir up him actually coming back properly. I don't see him doing that. I still think his hatred for professional wrestling, things like WWE, have sort of ruined that for him now. But for a thing with friends, a small company business, an independent scene, I think that was a nice little thing for him to do. But anyway, I'm rambling on that too much. But yeah, that was a good thing to see. That's all we've got news-wise for now. We'll be back tomorrow for the Raw review. Hopefully we'll be filming that later in the afternoon. Raw's on tonight. Please don't disappoint me tonight, Raw, with all the new superstars you've got. But yeah, that is all I have for now. So until next time, take care, stay safe, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.